I have been a physical therapist, sports physio, for 25 years now. A teacher of anatomy and physiology, human biology, kinesiology and biomechanics, and a forensic nutritionist for approximately the same time. And in all my years of professional practice, I have learned a very good protocol that's kept me strong and more or less injury-free throughout them years. And that's what I'd like to show you today. I want to talk to you about the one set method. That doesn't mean you do one set and everything's done. It means you don't focus on 25 and 30 sets of body part. It means you focus on more like 5 to 8 sets of body part. So once warmed up, you perform said exercise to approximately 95% failure. Why not 100? Because more often than not, you may not hit 100% failure without having a breakdown in that execution, where you're not going to be able to push out that last rep without putting excessive stress on joints and breaking that form, breaking that execution. In other words, when you're pushing that weight out, squirming about, missing that perfect setup, missing that execution, and the end is you look like you're having a fit under that machine trying to get that last rep out. No, we're talking about perfect setup, perfect execution, getting locked into that exercise, doing good range of movement, making sure that you keep repeating that so that your last rep is as good as your first rep, and it is 100% perfect. I'm going to show you this when I'm doing the exercises so that every rep is the same. This is why we only go to 95 and not 100%. So 95 is a good safe way, and you look at the one set and that's it. So the entire workout can be done and performed within, depending on whether it's a large body part or a small one, it can be performed within 15 to 40 minutes. High reps improve sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which means you will increase the sarcoplasmic volume within the muscle fibre, the muscle cell, so it appears to grow. It's okay for volumizing, but it is no good whatsoever for building strength or actual muscle density. And at the end of the day, muscle density and strength is king. It's not just looking good, it's having powerful, effective performance linked with it. So rather than just doing a lot of pumping exercises, I would rather spend less than half the time in the gym and do a functional workout that builds strength with some endurance through range of movement and full function. If we were doing back, for instance, that would look like the first exercise, which I choose for back, is a single arm pull down, and that would have 2 warm-up sets. So my warm-up will be split across them 2 sets, approximately 12 reps only, and then there would be my working set. So my working set is the heaviest weight that I'm going to use, and I'm able to increase that by the week, because from 2.5 to 5 kilos by the week. That's both sides. So it might be 1 1/4, but small gains are small wins. Or it might be 2.5, but it's going up by the week, and you can improve by 20k overall. So 2 warm-up sets, 1 full working set. Next exercise, because I'm already warmed up, don't need to do a warm-up for that, so straight into the max. And that would be a single arm row on a machine, and then everything becomes double. We double it up. So we're not copying the same range of movement, because we've done a pull down 45 degree, and then we've done a row which is directly straight to us. Then we're going to do a unilateral row. The angle on this would change, so we wouldn't be copying the last exercise. Again, only 1 set, but this would be more like a drop set. So we could come down with the weight to achieve more intensity. And then finally the last exercise will be a pull down, a narrow grip pull down. Elbows in, lean forward on the way up so we get a good stretch, the elbows are in and we get a good contraction on the way down. We'll show you what these look like later. This is performed as a drop set. So we have 4 maximal working sets there. I put rear delts in because they're already used to some extent. One other exercise after that which puts the rear delts in, which would be a prone fly on a rear delt machine. Again, adjust the machine. Setup is king every time for perfect execution. If you come to the machine, the first time you forget to adjust the setup and jump into it, you're going to think, at best, something's wrong. At worst, it's going to be an injury. So setup, perfect every time. That's the shoulders for the rear delts. And then there's just lower back. Warm up with a hyperextension and then go into the exact exercise, which for me then is a rack pull. A lighter set, then into one heavy set. Because even though we warmed up for range of movement in a hyperextension, we've still got to lay down functional pathways to be able to do that exercise maximally, to bring in maximal fibre recruitment. So there's one warm-up set and then there's one full-on working set. And that's back done. In the gym, even taking me time, it's only 40 minutes to do all that. If I'm in a rush, I can do it in about 32 minutes. So just to throw a few figures in there for, I don't know what weight you're using. I know what weights I use, obviously, but I don't know what weights you're using. But for a warm-up protocol, first set, 40 to 50% of your working max, and then 60, 70% of your working max on your second warm-up set. Then you're going into your working weight then. 2 warm-up sets, don't waste your time, don't mess about, make sure you're properly warmed up through full range of movement, the same range that you're going to be working in when you're working with the maximum weight. Then hit your max. That's it. Done. So let's talk about stimulus to fatigue ratio. You can hit the muscle hard this way without adding extra fatigue, and your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system aren't getting overstretched in this. Yet your CNS isn't getting hammered, your peripheral nervous system has enough detonation to stimulate growth. Okay? There's no excess load on joints because there's only what you need to do. Set after set of heavy weights would load joints unnecessarily. Lots of supersets back to back would do the same thing. Trust me, because I've done it in the past. So this is get in there, get the work done, and then go home and enjoy your workout to the max. And enjoy the fact that you're getting stronger and fitter and healthier. But remember, throughout all this, your DNA reveals your recovery capacity, your CNS resilience, and your between set recovery, lactate clearance. So it's you as an individual training for you. These are guidelines that I'm giving you, but overall it is proven scientifically and even in your DNA that most people benefit from a lower CNS load, and recovery capacity is stimulated and boosted with the same kind of training. Because at the end of the day, this is training for longevity, for health and strength as you're getting older. And one of the things that can happen is if you put too much in at the gym, the old saying, left in the gym, is what happens. You're not getting better, it's a trade-off. Your testosterone diminishes and your recovery with it. And you don't get better. Biological versus chronological age can be reversed. And we are trying to increase biological age. That is our aim. We aim to increase biological age over chronological age. So, why do I bang on about this one-set training method? You might say, isn't that the method that Dorian Yates used? Yes, it is. And Mike Mentzer? Yes, it's adapted from Mike Mentzer, which is adapted from Arthur Jones, originally, Nautilus creator. So, why? Because it works. And I'm living proof that it works, because it's allowed me to train to 61-year-old. And despite having had a serious work-related injury, didn't occur in the gym by the way, I had a serious work-related injury and suffered a paralysis. I've been able to come back from that, and I would say that I'm about 95% of what I was before it happened. This is all down to the training method that I've just mentioned, the execution, the longevity that it promotes. If you train in such a manner and you manage your life well in between, overall, sleep is king. There's no substitute for a bad night's sleep. A good night's sleep, quality of sleep. 10 hours poor quality, 7 hours great quality. Every time, much better. So sleep is king. Put in the good food, put in enough rest, enough downtime. Do what makes your soul happy. So when you're doing a job that you love, you've never worked a day in your life then, have you? And then train. And that way, you don't just optimize, you remain optimal. Not maximal, by the way, optimal. And that's really just me. And that's how I can do it at 61. So if you're interested, that's the whole point of the video. Then give it a try. Give it a try. Because I know over the years that I've been treating lots of people with shoulder injuries, knee injuries, back injuries, all over the place from pushing it so hard in the gym. And this way you get maximum gains. I don't say at a minimal effort, you put maximal effort in, but it's for minimal time. So 1 set equals maximum stimulus, minimum fatigue. So what are the requirements for this? Good warm-up, 95%, perfect execution, controlled form, deload. There you have the points. If you warm up correctly, good setup, perfect execution, and after 5 to 6 weeks, a deload, and that can be a staggered deload. Doesn't mean you have to deload on every single exercise that you're going to do. It means a deload where you need a deload. So all that's left for you to do is like, subscribe, comment if you like, and DM me for a clarity call. See you on the next one.